everyone, and welcome to today's workshop, which is being held by the Federation of Entrepreneurship Development on Non-Fungible Tokens. Non-fungible tokens, or call it NFT in short. So before we begin, first and foremost, I would like to tell you a little about the Federation of Entrepreneurship Development, which we also call as FED. So the Federation of Entrepreneurship Development is the student body of Kalinga Institute of Industrial Technologies, the
Technological Business Incubator,
which claims to bring all ideas on potential startups on a platform that gives an insight to the creative minds who wish to pave the way to entrepreneurship. FED provides organizing gathering to spread entrepreneurship related awareness. So on this fine Sunday afternoon, we are going to dig into this whole new currency world and learn all its ins and outs. It's going to be a smooth ride, so stay with us. So before we begin, I would first like to introduce you all to the team members of FED who have contributed and made this workshop possible for us. Myself, Rishabh Kant, who would be with you throughout this presentation. Tanushi Tayal, who is going to explain you all the ins and out of NFT throughout the presentation with proper explanation. And we also have Ayan Paul, which will be taking a short live session on creating an NFT and also selling it and placing NFT on a marketplace. And Nishant Giri is here with us, who will be answering all your quick queries regarding NFT. Any query you have, you can either raise hand or you can type that down in the chat box. Anyone from our team will reply. So before we begin, also I would like to extend my gratitude to all the members of Federation, especially to the seniors for their mentorship throughout this season. Dear viewers, it is a short disclaimer. Dear viewer attendees, this video workshop is subject to brainstorming risk. Please attend this workshop with great care and attention. So after attending today's workshop, I expect that we have so much for you all, and I'm sure that you are going to go back with a lot of interesting facts and a positive insight into the digital world today. We have the topics in line right here for you. The first half will have all the basics and ground knowledges for your understanding, from what is NFT to the forms of NFT to digging into histories on NFT, when it was created, how it was created. We're also going to tell you a brief difference between why you can choose NFT over other forms of crypto. Also, why NFT is trending, what's the hype, everything is there today. And next half, we will be having a live session where we are going to create an NFT. We are going to place it at our marketplace, and we are going to tell you how you can sell an NFT if you have one. Also, in between, we will be having Q&As. So I hope you are ready to open up your ears and clear your thoughts for a while, because this is a 3-step workshop with an ongoing presentation, live video instructions, and Q&A round in between. So from here, Tanushi Tayal will take over and tell you everything about NFT, ins and outs. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'm Tanushi, and I really hope that you're all doing very great this Sunday. NFT. This particular abbreviation has become a sensation all over the internet these few weeks. And then either the people are not, we can say either the people have no information about it, or the people who have any information about it do not know its actual meaning. So this is why we are over here with this workshop. To wipe away this ignorance, FED is here to discuss today what NFT is, why is it so popular today, and if in case we have any artistic skills, and if we want to earn money, then how can we deal with it? So I welcome you all to this amazing workshop on NFT, which is being presented by FED. I would not like to make you wait any longer, and would straight away go ahead to discuss today's big thing. Well, so what is NFT? Speaking of definitions, if I go by the definition, NFT is a non-fungible token. It is a unique and non-interchangeable unit of data that is stored on a digital ledger, or in other words, say a blockchain. I know you must be thinking कि यार वही definition she is saying, or वही definitions को Google वगैरह करके copy paste करके she is saying. So ऐसी बात नहीं है. I'll also my words. When I come to definition, I also want to ask you guys what you guys think of NFTs. Is there any opinion that you guys may have? Anyone from the audience? Okay.
I think NFTs are kind of digital assets that helps to express your creativity.
Yes, you're correct. Okay, that's a really great answer. Anyone else who would like to speak on this? Yes, it's a form of digital art. Thank you, Rohit. Okay, cool then. So NFTs are digital assets that can be collected. Okay, when I say assets, I mean to say that they hold a value. जैसे कि किसी भी फिजिकल आर्ट की कोई ना कोई वैल्यू होती है, इन द सेम वे NFTs की भी अपनी अपनी वैल्यू होती है. So NFTs are related to digital assets which hold a value, and they are a lot like cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, an NFT is completely unique. It cannot be changed for like, which is where the non-fungible term starts to make sense. That is, the lack of interchangeability or fungibility distinguishes NFT from blockchain cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin. That is, an NFT cannot be replaced with something else. For example, let's say Bitcoin is fungible or it is interchangeable. So we can trade one Bitcoin for another Bitcoin, and you'll have exactly the same thing. So NFTs use blockchain technology to give NFT a public proof of ownership. Copies of the original file are not restricted to the owner of the NFT. यानी कि उसको कॉपी कर सकते हैं, उसको हम कहीं भी शेयर कर सकते हैं फाइल के फॉर्म में, उसको हम कॉपी कर सकते हैं और यूज कर सकते हैं. तो अगर ऐसी बात सच है कि हम उसे कॉपी कर सकते हैं, तो लोग उसको क्यों खरीदेंगे? Like, come on, if you go for any other physical art, if you want to see that, you will have to go, say for example, if I want to see Mona Lisa, like if I want to see that particular painting, I'll have to go all the way to Paris. I'll have to pay a lot amount of money, and then the person who is owning that will get profited out of it. But why not buy physical art instead of NFT? Or why you can say physical art makes more sense, like, but NFTs are comparatively a bit different when it comes to that. NFTs are designed to give you something that cannot be copied. That is the ownership of the work. Of course, you can copy it, you can share it somewhere, but you cannot copy the ownership of the work. The artist can still retain the copyright and reproduction rights. जैसे कि physical art के साथ भी होता है. The artist always has this copyright and reproduction rights, and then there's a particular owner. The same goes with NFTs. So I hope by now you have got a fair idea of what an NFT is. This brings me to another question: that why do we already, when we already have these different forms of cryptocurrency, how did the concept of NFT come? But before we jump to that topic, I would like to ask you guys if you have any questions or if you want to ask anything.
Are NFTs freemium?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Are NFTs free?
NFT is free. See, it depends on the particular NFT. If you're copying it, it is available on a platform.
It
Okay, you
depends
can
on the
take-
creator. If you are an artist, you want to earn money out of it, you can sell it for a sum of amount. But if you are not an artist, you just have created an NFT and you want people to know about your art, you can sell it for free also. What about, yeah, there is a gas fee. Yes, exactly. Ayush Mittal is asking, what about the gas fee? The gas fee is to, yeah, the ERC20 network, which holds Ethereum, has a good 2.5% is the least amount of fees, and it goes up to 20%. So the gas fee comes in the picture when you are selling that NFT to a large number of people in the marketplace. like on OpenSea or any digital. But if you are selling NFT through social media just for your sake of fun, there is that will be free of cost. Okay, so who is next? Can NFTs be used as an investment? Yeah, NFTs can be used as an investment. Like if you see, the memes and other stuffs are being sold for such a huge amount. So, but it's totally on your luck. Yeah, Ayush, it's around 120. No, it's not 120 USD fixed. It's around 2.5% per NFT. If you see, lowest what I'm talking about. Why NFTs don't violate copyright? Because there is no regulatory body holding NFTs circulation or the validation of NFTs. So there is no question of copyright or legal rights on NFT. Liquidity issue. Yeah, liquidity issue is a major issue because the NFT you are buying can be of your choice and likes, but others might not like it. So it's not like a Bitcoin that you have it, the price goes up, you sell it. NFT is not exactly a stable investment. Currently, it is investment like ki shock badi cheez hai wala cheez hai. Modern art is, you can say, but if it gets into the mainstream, Rohit, if it gets into the mainstream in future, you will get NFT as a good investment, because maybe the NFT you buy today for $1 can be of hundreds of dollars later. Can we put it in personal account like Bitcoin? Yeah, Raghav, we have the option to put it in a personal account or a digital wallet. Ayush Mittal. So it is not a good investment, I can conclude. No, it is just coming into picture now, Ayush. If you are getting an NFT and you feel that in future it will hold a value, like an NFT is just like the antique collections. Like the Deadpool poster, whoever have which got sold as an NFT, whoever has bought it can easily sell it after 10 years for a much more amount. And if any collector buys it, he can get a good return out of it. Aditya Singh says, can you walk me through how to set up? Yeah, we are going to walk you through everything. Set up a wallet extension and participate in potential free NFT giveaways. We are having everything lined up. Just stay with us. How price of NFT increase over time? The thing is that the price of NFT increases only if the particular NFT you are having is in talk or is getting like how will I explain this? If you price of NFT over time. NFT price depends on if you like. I already said that if you buy an NFT and you like it and the other person is not liking it, like if you say you buy that Doge meme coin and you have it, you can sell it for a higher price, whichever, like a trading. NFT is not yet in the trading scenario. It's a collection. So price is not in question. CryptoPunks board, yeah. What are the popular exchanges where we can buy NFTs? The most popular currently is OpenSea, which has the least fee. We are not promoting it, but we have researched about it, so we are giving an just explanation. Can I join your team? The recruitment of Fed is not in question here, Raghav. Backed by a community or a huge budget, yeah. It depends on demand as a, yeah. Investment government. No, NFT investments are not government regulated. Polygon is not yet in the mainstream. It has just been introduced later this year, so Polygon has yet a long way to go. Can two people buy same artwork? If yes, then how two-person can have the ownership on the NFT? That's the thing we are going to explain in the later part of this presentation, Gaurav. So I guess we are done for now, Tanuji. You can continue.
Okay, sure.
Thanks for the question, everyone. It was a, yeah.
Okay, so as I was saying, we'll now jump to the next topic. So, okay, yeah. So there are different forms of NFT. As I already discussed, that NFT is a digital asset that holds value. So there are different types of digital assets now that we have here. So first we started the with digital art. Like the first NFT, like the earlier NFTs which came into the market were digital art. And then we had different other types of forms like blockchain games, then we had virtual worlds. We also have music now, even films, and then there are many other forms of NFT, right? So let's see what these different forms of NFTs are and how they came and what are their uses. Yes. So now, as you can see on the slide, there are different forms of NFT over here. There's digital art, which I told you. So digital art was the earliest case of NFTs because of the ability of the blockchain technology to assure the unique signature and ownership of NFTs. Some NFT collections are examples of generative art, where many different images can be created by assembling a selection of simple picture components in different combinations. Then we have blockchain games. So NFTs can be used to represent in-game assets, such as digital plot of land, which are controlled by the user instead of the game developer. Now, NFTs allow assets to be traded on a third-party marketplaces without permission from the game developer. Then we come on to the virtual worlds. The virtual worlds are, you can say, a few examples that I would like to give over here. The Decentraland, Sandbox, Star Atlas, CryptoVoxels, and Somnium Space. So these virtual worlds allow the users to create galaxies to show off their NFT art. So it's like a digital asset on which you can make other digital assets. This is how virtual worlds may work. So these virtual worlds are NFT in-game items, and these NFTs have been used to auction off virtual land within the games. Then we come on to the music and the films. The music, yeah. So the blockchain and the technology enabling the network have allowed musicians to tokenize and publish their work as non-fungible tokens. As their popularity grew in 2021, NFTs were used by artists and touring musicians to replicate the lost income due to the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. So NFTs initially came into 2019, wherein music was also introduced over here. Because as you can see, because of, you can say that during 2019, various concerts were cancelled out, various musicians were facing losses in performing. So this is why music came into the form of NFT, wherein the musicians started creating a huge amount of money out of that. Then we come to the films. As you can see the Deadpool poster over here, the Deadpool 2 digital poster was made in the form of NFT to promote the film. And in May 2018, 20th Century Fox partnered with Atom Tickets for the same. They were available from OpenSea.io and Gift Exchange. And then there are other uses of NFTs as well. So there have been a larger number of internet memes that have been associated with NFT. And these memes were minted and sold by their creators or by their subjects. For example, these memes include Doge, an image of a Shiba Inu dog, whose NFT was sold for $4 million in June 2021. Right? Yeah, see the same thing you can see in the slide as well. Then there were different types of tickets that were sold and that had been suggested for NFT sales. Even some tweets were used as NFT and sold at unbelievable price. So basically anything that is digital or anything that can be made through your creativity using your uniqueness of ideas can be sold as NFT. For example, if you come up with something unique and a meme right here, over here, if somebody makes a joke and then later you make a meme out of it, you can sell it as NFT as well. It's not compulsory for you to be a musician or artist for that. Speaking of which, if in case you get our certificates, please don't sell them as NFTs. It is not a really good idea when it comes to that. So once again, if you guys have any questions regarding this, please go ahead and ask. As I was saying, the history of NFT started with the man who first created it. The man who first created it was Kevin McCoy, and he created that on May 3rd, 2014. So as you can see, 2014 is not like too long. It's like hardly 7 years have passed till then. So the NFT का जो concept है वो अपना नया ही है. It's not really that old. So when Kevin McCoy started with that NFT, he minted his non-fungible token Quantum way before the crypto art even exploded. So it was a really new concept which started in 2014. So let's begin with that. The public awareness in NFTs began with the success of CryptoKitties, an online game where players adopted and then they trade virtual cats. And then soon after their release, the project went viral and it raised about $12.5 million investment, with some kitties that sold for about $100,000 each. In 2018, Decentraland, and if you remember this particular thing that I said, this Decentraland is a virtual world. So this was a blockchain-based virtual world, which was first sold in August 2017, and it raised about $26 million in an initial coin offering. Following CryptoKitties' success, another similar NFT-based online game, which is called Axie Infinity, was launched in March 2018. This proceeded to become the most expensive NFT collection in May 2021. And then in 2019, Nike planted a system called CryptoKicks. CryptoKicks would use NFTs to verify the authenticity of the physical sneakers, and it gave virtual version of the shoe to the customer. In early 2020, the developer of CryptoKitties, that is Dapper Labs, released a beta version of NBA Top Shot. It was a project to sell tokenized collectibles of NBA highlights. The project was released to the public and reported over $230 million in gross sales as of February 28, 2021. Knowing that the history of NFTs started right from 3rd May 2014, it's fair to say that the concept of NFT is still new to many of us. In fact, it's new to most of us. It's hardly been 7 years since then. So I hope you were able to understand how the line of this NFTs went through and how it started and how famous it has become in a short span of 7 years. 7 years is very short for a market to explode that much. Anyhow, let's move on to the next topic, which is why choose NFT over other forms of crypto. So guys, आप लोगों के दिमाग में क्या आता है जब आप सुनते हो कि जो NFTs है वो क्रिप्टो से रिलेटेड है, या फिर क्रिप्टो सुन के आपके दिमाग में क्या चीज आती है? Okay, so there are questions, I guess. Yeah, Anurag has asked, what is liquidity issue?
What is liquidity issue? Liquidity, you need to find a specific type of collector to sell your NFT. Yeah, Ayush has answered it. One major reason not to invest in NFT. Volatile, yes, and no. Liquidity, if you have liquidity, then you will have volatility. But as liquidity is not here in NFT, so there is no volatility in NFT. There is an auction going, like if you pay a bigger price, you will get the NFT. That's the thing here. I guess we are good to go again, Tanushi. Let's go.
हाँ, तो मैं जनता से सवाल पूछना चाह रही थी कि आप लोग को क्या लगता है, एनएफटी को क्रिप्टो के ऊपर चूज करना चाहिए, क्रिप्टो को एनएफटी के ऊपर चूज करना चाहिए? क्रिप्टो मतलब आप लोग का इस कॉन्सेप्ट से क्या लेना देना, आप लोग क्या सोचते हो इसके बारे में? कोई आंसर करना चाहे तो? ओके, चलो कोई नहीं जी, पहले हम लोग ये देखें।
मैं इसका आंसर करने का सोच सकता हूँ। लाइक एनएफटी को क्रिप्टो के ऊपर आई डोंट थिंक, अगर क्रिप्टो आपका बढ़िया परफॉर्म कर रहा है तो उसे चूज करना चाहिए, बिकॉज देयर आर वेरियस प्रोजेक्ट्स लाइक सैंडबॉक्स वगैरह हो गए और उनके ही एनएफटीज भी आते हैं। तो अगर मुझे इन्वेस्ट करना ही है तो आई विल go for the crypto rather than choosing a particular NFT because उसकी वैल्यू पता नहीं, हो सकता है बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेंसिव हो जाए बट सेम टाइम पे उसके चांसेस भी हैं कि बहुत कम रहे या फिर मेरे इन्वेस्टमेंट भी वापस ना आ पाए. तो आई पर्सनली प्रेफर क्रिप्टो.
Yeah, that is a very good point. And there is Prakhar asking NFT short term में huge profit दे सकता है.
हाँ.
Prakhar, if that is a question, so yes, if you have people who will buy your NFT at any price you offer them, like Amitabh Bachchan just sold one of his NFTs for a huge price. So हाँ, short term में profit दे सकता है. Crypto has several use cases, but yeah, Ayush, you are absolutely right. Gaurav says, I think if someone has an audience, they should go for NFT. Yeah, exactly, Gaurav. That is what I just said. If you have an audience, you can go for NFT, but it's totally on you. You might not be able to sell it even if you have an audience and your NFT doesn't adds value to your audience. So you can continue, Tanushi.
Okay. So
What is just a second, we have one more question. What is the risk while selling NFT? Yeah, there is some risk. We are going to discuss it in the later part of the slide. Anurag, be with us. Yeah.
Okay. So let's continue with this. It was really great listening to your ideas. Well, somehow, in some way or the other, you guys are correct. And if you consider different aspects of the same thing, then there might be a different opinion of different people. For example, let's say artists are getting benefited out of this, so it's good for them. But if there are sellers, then you need to have a particular opinion, or you need to be very careful with this. In determining the cost and determining the price of this. So let's see how these two things are related to each other. What are the similarities and what are the differences? That is NFT and cryptocurrencies. Okay, so NFTs are not that different from cryptocurrencies. Most precisely, NFTs are a part of cryptocurrencies. At a very high level, most NFTs are part of the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is a cryptocurrency, as you guys must have heard, and it's any cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Dogecoin, but its blockchain also supports these NFTs, which stores extra information that makes them work differently, say from an Bitcoin. It is worth noting that other blockchains can implement their own versions of NFT too. These were the similarities, right? But what are the differences between NFTs and the cryptocurrencies? Owning NFT is different from owning a cryptocurrency. They are not as liquid as the coins. They have their own unique identities and ownership, which is verifiable via the blockchain ledger. Ownership of the NFT is often associated with the license that is used for the underlying digital asset. But generally, it does not confer with the copyright to the buyer. Some agreements only grant a license for personal non-commercial use, while other licenses allow commercial use as well. So I hope you are able to understand the difference between these two, which makes me go to the other topic that we have. That is why NFTs should be trending. Okay, so why do you guys think NFTs are trending? Because obviously you are here for the workshop. You might have this question and you might have an opinion on this. Why do you guys think NFT is trending, or why do you guys cryptocurrencies are trending nowadays?
Well, cryptos are different from NFTs because they are totally decentralized currency. But if I talk about NFT, they are trending because of hype.
Okay.
If you were saying that NFTs are giving profit to artists and all, but there are a lot of people who are just flipping the NFTs and they are also making money, which is not exactly going to the main creator of the NFT.
Yes.
So that's completely legal too, right? flipping the NFT and then reselling it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
that's
legal. Yeah, it is legal because there is no regulatory body behind NFT. So you can do whatever you want.
Say,
And if
let's say
you,
the Chipmunks NFT is going on
yeah,
trend. I have copied their NFTs and make some certain changes, and then I'm reselling it for certain cheaper amount. Then there is no one
yeah,
to say ki that's wrong or something. That's
that's
completely
wrong. Yes,
legal.
yes.
okay.
Okay,
So,
Raghav, the question, just a second, Tanushi. Raghav, the question you have, if you buy the NFT from others, so how the value of his or NFT grows without trading, it's through auction. Like, I think you have watched IPL bidding. So you have to go like if someone is you buy it in $5, now you have to go like starting with $10, and if you get auction a good auction price, you might get the $10 NFT sold at $100. So that's how the value of NFT grows, but it's just for the duration of time the auction is active, which starts from 1 month to 1 year. Okay, Tanushi, I think we are good to go again. Why do you guys buy SOL or Ethereum NFTs? I'm not getting your question, Aditya. What do you guys buy? No, I'm again not getting your question, Aditya. Can you reframe it? Okay, Tanushi.
he is asking which one would you choose out of those two?
SOL will be a better choice. Yes. Okay. I was thinking, or he's asking why we buy SOL and or Ethereum NFTs.
Okay.
So I think you can continue again, Tanushi.
Okay, no worries. So why is NFT trending or why is NFT a hype? देखो, इसके दो रीजंस हैं. पहली बात तो NFT ने इतना मोटा पैसा कमा लिया है 7 साल के अंदर. like 7 साल के अंदर if a particular industry is giving so much amount of money, it's a big thing, and which is why it's a big hype also. And secondly, it's related to the word digital. It's related to the word virtual. So these two words are nowadays something which everyone, not everyone, but like Gen Zs or Gen As are particularly attracted to. So these are the main two reasons why NFTs are trending. So like even cryptocurrencies are a trending topic for us. And why is this happening? Like, why are cryptocurrencies and NFTs, both of them, trending nowadays? The answer is very simple. It is connected to virtuality, as I mentioned earlier, and it is also connected to the word digital. These two words bring a lot of excitement in our generation, as these are just new concepts, and not everyone knows about it. So there's a hype over it. And as I said, NFTs can be anything digital, जैसे कि drawings, music, where it can be like literally anything digital that or creativity that is represented in the form of digital world. So there's a lot of current excitement that is going around it, that is going around how to use tech to sell that particular art. So major growth in the entire NFT exchange came around this year, that is in 2021, only as everyone is curious about it. The biggest reason of this curiosity is of knowing how something digital can be used as a currency. In 2021, this interest increased, and blockchains such as Ethereum, Flow, and Tezos established specific standards to ensure that the digital items represented are authentically one of a kind. NFTs are now being used to commodify digital assets in art, then music, then sports, or any kind of popular entertainment. So this is a speculative market for NFTs, which has led more investors to trade at a greater volume and rates. The NFT buying surge was called an economic bubble by experts, and the market experienced rapid growth during 2020, with its value tripling to $215 million. In the first 3 months of 2021, more than $200 million were spent on NFTs. और obviously बात है, अगर किसी भी चीज के ऊपर इतना सारा पैसा लगाया जाएगा, तो that is bound to get so much of attention, and that is bound to get too much of hype or too much of trend over it. These are the two main reasons. Okay. So before we go on to the next topic, if you guys have any questions or any opinions, please ask us, or if you have any doubts.
Okay, we have questions. Okay, Solana is a better choice as its DPS is much more higher than Ethereum. Yes, Ayush, you are right. Selling NFT of a video or selling the rights of a video, which is more profitable? Selling the rights of a video is more profitable, but you can do both also, because you can sell your NFT of the video also, and you can also sell the right of your video, because the selling a right of a video has some circulations and laws might abide you, but selling the NFT of a video, you can sell after you are selling the right of a video. So you can do both also, but if you ask which is more profitable, rights of a video is more profitable. What makes an NFT valuable? The hype of the NFT makes it valuable. There is no term that can define their valuability. What kind of NFT is most expensive? Okay, there is no any collection of NFT that you can get at a cheaper price and it gets into the hype, your NFT is valuable. Sorry. My friends say airdrop season for NFT is over. Yeah, it's the airdrop season used to be happening last year during this time only, December, November, because that time NFT just took a hit. And the crypto market, then some airdrop seasons also happened later this year when the crypto market was on the fall. But there are no running seasons of airdrop as of now. Just like OneCoin crypto failed, is it same with NFTs? No, NFT has existed for a long time now. I think the question of their failure is a big thing to discuss on, because I don't think they are going to fail, and in my opinion they will be growing, because if you see, there are collectors of antique people collect a 1 rupee coin for lakhs. So same can go with the NFT, because if you have money, you can buy anything. How to validate the authenticity of an NFT? Yeah, we are going to discuss that in the later part, Sharoni. So price of the NFT is completely dependent on the hype of the particular NFT. Yes, Rohit, it's exactly the point. No luck on me for free JPGs. No, Aditya, you can have a luck. We can give you one of our NFTs for free. You can easily transfer it to your digital wallet, but yeah, you will be paying some gas fee to sell it. But you will have the rights. We are not going to use it. Okay, Tanushi, I think we are good to go. So basically, I just said the same. NFTs like antique collections, which look not so special, but if you see the market, paisa hi paisa. So yeah. So Ayan, it's your turn now.
Yes, guys. So now Ayan would be presenting, and he'll be showing you how to make an NFT. So you can actually go through it, and he'll explain you really well. He's really experienced in this field. So Ayan, please take over.
Yeah, thank you, Tanushi and Rishabh, for showing such a great brief on the introduction and different aspects on NFT. Okay, moving on, guys,
Ek minute.
yeah,
Here is someone walk us through the wallet extension. Yeah, Aditya, we are going just after this creation of NFT, we are going to tell you how you can sell and list your NFT. Nifty Sensex and crypto market is down, so they affect the NFT. No, NFT को कोई market कुछ affect नहीं करता है, बस basically hype affect करता है. Hype है तो NFT है. What are gas fees? Gas fees are the fee that you pay to sell your NFT or to list your NFT. If you want a broader explanation on that, Anurag, we can do this in the later part of the workshop. Okay, Ayan, sorry. Let's go.
So guys, before going on to the designing part of NFT, thank you guys. Okay, I'll be sharing my screen. So I request Rishabh Khan to stop the screen sharing. Before stopping the screen share, can you show the designs? Rishabh.
Yeah, just a second. I had a glitch. Yes. So we are going to show some of our NFT designs, which is created by Ayan. So here are a few of our NFT designs.
So these were the some of the design that I tried to design from my side, and you can picturize some of the design and get an idea how actual an NFT designs look alike. And there is a little surprise from the team federation that if you connect with us or just tag us in the social handle like Instagram or in LinkedIn, there's a little surprise gift from the team federation. So don't forget to tag us with your NFT designs.
You can share your screen, Ayan, then I will stop the share.
Yeah. Vineet is there. I can't share my screen right now.
We need allow him to share his screen now, please.
It's allowed भैया आप कर सकते हो ऐसे कोई सीन नहीं अच्छा
Yeah, your Brave browser is also.
Yeah. Okay. So going on to NFT designing, what I first thought of NFT designing, how I have been through the experience when I first know about NFT is that NFT are super trending these days, and it is a fact. So how can we can get an NFT by designing it? I mean, I wouldn't miss any chance or an opportunity by earning a fair amount of money by designing a piece of digital art. And not just a digital art, you can sell your videos, a meme, music, anything. Okay. So let's first make an NFT. And before making an NFT, it is very important that you should choose a platform where you should have to design NFT designs. So you must have been known through some of the software like Figma, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, or the Paint what you have been using in your school times, nearly around 3 or 4th class. So you can use any of these mediums. So usually I use Figma to design my Figma or NFT designs. Figma is a web-based graphic editing user interface app. So talking about Figma. Okay, so in the today's session, I'm going to make you learn how to design the CryptoPunk designs or the pixel designs, you could say. As you can see, that I have designed a bit half of the CryptoPunk design. So it's a little bit of lengthy process. So I have half created and I will really show it from the scratch now. Okay. Up in the design, first thing that is very important is to give it the picture a background. So I will create a frame over here. In the Figma, we have a key that is called frame, or you can directly press F key to create a frame. Okay. After this, we are going to give it a dimension of 1080. 2080. So then we will export the picture. It would get the best outcome.
Ayan, your voice to create NFT using this Figma, but Figma applications. It's a website just like Adobe Photoshop or something. It has all the features. So what he has done by now, he has created a frame of 180 into 180, 1080 into 1080 pixels. And now what he is using 1080 into 1080 pixels, and in the frame 2 you can see the half face designed, and he will be continuing the design, showing how he created the other half and how he will be creating the other half. Basically, he is going to do nothing, just he is going to select some pixel blocks and add colors to it and keep copy pasting it until the design he wants gets out of it. So if you have
Right,
any,
no problem.
any query understanding, Ayan, you can just say, but he's having some network issues due to being in a cyclone area. So bear with him for a while. Yeah, Ayan, you can explain. Pixels to the frame from the option that is right here in the inspect option. I'm not getting the option because I don't have the access of Ayan's frame. So add pixels to this and then fill the pixels with any color you want. And then you can create an NFT of your own by just copy pasting NFTs. Now, after creating the NFT, you need to know how you can sell it. Like you made the NFT, now you want to sell it. So let's give you a brief of walk through how you are going to sell your NFT. So you made an NFT of whatsoever topic you had in mind, and now you want to sell it. So before starting on the selling part, I think I would like to tell you that we should know that NFT is a unique token on the blockchain. There's only one or two blockchains that support buying and selling of NFT, and that's Ethereum and Polygon, which many of us talked in the previous part of the slide. So now the question is, who would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for what basically amounts to a trading card? Because basically, you might just like one of our participants said that he got an NFT of chipmunks and then he edited a part of it and now he's trying to sell it. So there are so many people. There are so many people in the blockchain industry who are willing to pay that much of NFTs, real rich collection money, and those are the real rich collection enthusiasts. So before we start selling an NFT, let me tell you stepwise guide. You need to create a digital wallet. Just the digital wallets are just like creating a Paytm wallet. It's setting up a wallet is as easy. You need to add money to your wallet to buy the Ethereum or Polygon cryptocurrency to sell or list your NFT. Buying an NFT is a different thing, because buying an NFT you need to pay the exchange fee of 2.5% or 5%. So the other person who is selling it gets NFT of that amount. Now connect to your wallet to an NFT platform. We are going to use OpenSea as our NFT platform. Now, after you have the platform, the platforms are similar like e-commerce website like Flipkart, Amazon, etc. You will have the listed NFTs there, and you are gonna buy and sell it. And upload your NFT, and you set an auction or keep a fixed price. So first of all, I'm going to give you a walkthrough to the Brave browser. Now, why we are using a Brave browser? Because Brave browser is the only browser currently which comes with a initialized digital wallet, and also makes it easy to set up the wallet, as there is no minimum requirement of any sort of cryptocurrency. Other wallets have like you need if like Brave uses BAT as a token. BAT is a token just like this Ethereum, just like Shiba token and Doge coin token. So Brave gives you also BAT tokens for browsing, and those BAT tokens can later be converted after certain, like I think 10 tokens. After getting 10 tokens, you can convert it to a certain amount. So Brave comes with this wallet, which is called MetaMask. And what MetaMask is just like Paytm. You have that if you want to buy, sell, or do any kind of transaction in the NFT world, you need a digital wallet. So now you know about the wallet. Basically, let me give you a walkthrough to this wallet. So So this is the MetaMask wallet of Brave. I think I have not set it up because that was Ayan's part, but still we will explain you a bit about it. Now we will show you the marketplace where NFTs are traded or listed. But the thing is, OpenSea, why we are using OpenSea while there are other markets as well, because OpenSea is the only marketplace which offers 2.5% fee, including the gas fee. Other marketplace have a huge amount of fee. So this is, you can see, this is the OpenSea. You can go to the explore section and see the trending NFTs. Let's say we want to see an NFT on music. Like, see, these are the types of NFTs that are currently being in the trend: utility, sports, collectibles, trading cards, virtual domain name. Let's say we want to have a look at this person's NFT. So he has 2 NFTs for sale. This one NFT is for 0.021 Ethereum, which is $88 excluding the fee. So you can do 2 things to buy an NFT. You can just buy it through you, and if you have the, like, if I click on the buy option, it will redirect you to your wallet. I have MetaMask. The other wallets are also accepted, like Trust wallet is not in better picture, but everybody knows about the Coinbase wallet. It is the biggest marketplace of crypto wallet. Then MetaMask is popular because I told you MetaMask has no minimum amount of requirement of any sort of cryptocurrency or tokens. So we were going to use MetaMask here. But to buy that, I need to have that much of Ethereum in my wallet to buy this. So I can do 2 things. Either I can just buy it through my wallet, or I can make an offer to the seller. Like if he is selling for 0.021 Ethereum, I can offer him that I know I'll only pay 0.021. So bargaining sort of thing. Now, if you want to list your NFT on OpenSea, you need to link your wallet first.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. Creating part and show the created, any of the created, yeah, NFT. So these are the NFTs Ayan created right here. Yeah, the Chrome screen, share screen. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible now.
So basically, you need to download the extension for the browser. There's one more question. The extension is being downloaded. Sorry for the slow net. Aditya, can you see now? So basically, Aditya, after installing this, what is the same thing is going to happen. Watch what happens in Brave. So see, the MetaMask extension is installed here now. I'm going on the MetaMask option. Okay, it's not opening. So we are going to create a wallet now. Set up a password, whatever you like. You need to remember this for the setting up the recovery phase, because what happens is they will ask you to put it in the sequence what it is presented right here, like see. So it's Bleak, Twice, Actor, Evil, Joy, Fringe, Forest, Prepare, Paper, Nurse, Play. Okay, and not total. Total. Okay. Total somewhere. Okay, Forest. Sorry. Yeah. So you can see that my recovery phase is ready and now my wallet has been created. Now I will just do the same thing which I already did. I will go, now my wallet is created. I will go to OpenSea, link my wallet. Okay, now I'm going to show you creating an NFT, listing my NFT on the OpenSea website. So this is the thing with my, yeah. Is it visible, Tanushi?
Yes, it's visible.
So you can see I'm connecting my MetaMask wallet that I just created with the OpenSea. And now I can easily list my NFTs on OpenSea. The first time wallet setup takes a bit of a while. They will ask for my password again for the authenticity. Yeah, adding all the details of the Starman. Now my NFT is listed. It's in my wallet, but it's not there to be bought and sold or in the exchange. So if I copy this link and put it in the chat box, anybody can access my NFT. Also the network must be, yeah, the network you are trying to buy and the network the person is selling needs to be of the same, like Ethereum, Polygon. That's the thing. The exchange needs to be work on the same blockchain where your NFT is listed. Now my NFT has been minted 44 minutes ago, and now if I want to sell it, I need to put two things. Do I want to sell this at a fixed price or do I want to do a timed auction? Like let's say I want to do a timed auction. I have option to sell it with highest bidder or sell with declining price. I will choose a declining price option. Now starting price has to be set by me. I'm saying I will sell it for 0.05 Ethereum. Let's say 0.05 Ethereum, which is $210. Now I want the duration to be 1 week, 3 days. Let's say 1 week I want. If you choose the highest option, you have option to place it for 1 year also. Now ending price of my bid is, let's say 0.5 Ethereum. Or let's say 1 Ethereum. Okay, sorry. It should, ending price should be less than the listing price. So I will say 0.02 Ethereum will be the least I will sell my NFT for. Now there is this fee 2.5%. Now as I have clicked on the list option, now they will take me to my wallet, initializing my wallet. Now if I have the one-time gas fee in my wallet, the second step will come in picture, which will approve this item for sale. That now let me show you the gas fee. Yeah. So you can see I have just asked, they are asking me to pay the gas fee of $204, which is 0.048929 Ethereum, which is 2.5%. So now the amount of gas fee I'm going to pay is around let's say $75, 75 rupees for $1. It's around 15,000 for one NFT to be sold. So if we see the current scenario, it's expensive. Yeah. So do you have any questions? After paying the gas fee, your NFT gets easily listed, but the only catch is the gas fee. So that was it for the selling, listing, buying, and creating of the NFT part. If you have any questions, okay, sorry, I don't. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ping, or we can continue with the workshop where we are going to tell you the risk and other parts of. Okay. Just a second. Yeah, so back to you, Tanushi. Let me present it. Just a second. So this was a stepwise guide. Now, after knowing all this, I think in layman language, all the processes explained in the last slides and the previous parts is as easy as setting up an UPI account. You just need to download the MetaMask extension on your Chrome browser and you're good to go. So if still you're not familiar with setting up UPI wallets, then we can arrange a different workshop for you later. But I think everybody has a wallet by now. So NFT investments are subject to market risk. Read all digital pictures and documents carefully, because maybe you are buying an NFT which is copied. So that's it. So now, if you have any questions, we can answer it or we will proceed. Will cryptocurrency regulation impact NFT in future? Yeah, it will impact NFT in future, because the NFT, let me tell you this, Isha, that NFT is a part of the cryptocurrency blockchain. NFT is no different than cryptocurrency. It is a part of it. Like the transaction that happens, listing names, so that was Surat. Yeah, that was Surat. Do you remember the meme template where there was a girl who was looking back and her house was burning? That meme template was sold for $98 million, I guess, this year only. So the cryptocurrency regulation will impact NFT because the price will change, that there will be restrictions, government regulatory, that the transfer of Ethereums will be in question. So yeah, crypto is globally used. And get your part, Ayush. I think you're answering someone. So yeah, let's move ahead with the workshop. So you have made an NFT, now you want to sell it. Now we are going to tell you the marketing part of the NFT, how you will target your audience. You know about NFT, you created an NFT and you listed it. Now, how to sell it? So Tanushi will tell you all about it from here now.
Okay. Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you for explaining how to sell an NFT so well. I guess everybody was able to understand. And if in case you guys have any questions, you can please drop it in the chat and then we'll answer, no worries. And for the part in which Ayan couldn't share, we're really sorry for that inconvenience. Anyhow, please let's move on with the target audience. So of course, as you have already made your NFT and you have listed it for selling, you need to know who would be the people you want to target. But if you already know who you want to target, how can you target even larger number of people who will be willing to buy your NFT, right? So there are different type of buyers, and every buyer has a specific interest. जैसे कि if I say कि मुझे बार्बी डॉल बेचनी है, तो ऑब्वियसली मेरा जो टारगेट ऑडियंस रहेगा वो यूजुअली इट वुड बी a kid or a kid under the age of 15, you can say, and most probably my 80% or 60% or whatever preference would go for girls, because girls would be the one who would be playing more with the Barbie doll. Yeah, boys can play with that too, but that's not the particular thing that would come under the target audience. And then there would be other people who have their kids who are under the age of 15, right? So that is how the topic of target audience comes. And this is how you'll be able to identify which kind of people you're going to go with. So now, selling an NFT online is the same thing as getting clicks on your website. जैसे कि clickbait होता है. If you have a particular thing written on your NFT, or if you have something strategized manner of marketing, only then you'll get more and more clicks. And this is where the concept of clickbaits come. Now, most people who are art collectors, gaming enthusiasts, or young generation can be your target audience. Although this entirely depends on your NFT's niche. Still, for a better understanding of getting a target audience, we will look for some good marketing strategies to grab buyers for NFT easily and fast. So now that you know who your target audience should be, we need to see what marketing strategies we can follow. So for marketing strategy, the first thing that we go for is promotion. So for promotion, you need to know that it is very difficult to promote, and it is the most important part when it comes to getting larger number of audience. You need social community building, then you need growth hacking, you need SEO, you need content marketing, you need PR, you need paid advertising for your broadcast. And then there are different things which will help you get benefits for a larger audience. So what are the top strategies to promote your NFT, or how do you guys think you can promote your NFT or your artwork? If you guys have any insights to this. Would anyone like to answer?
Let's go ahead, Tanushi.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's completely fine. So, well, if we want to have a particular target audience for that, we'll first go with PR, or the public relations. It is one of the best ways to build a solid online reputation for the business. Using PR for NFT market yields a better return on interest investments, because with PR, you can send the right message to the right people at the right time. Then comes SEO, or the search engine optimization. The search engine optimization services help to improve the organic visibility of your NFT project. These are several searches queries that people enter when you buy an NFT. For example, if I want to buy an NFT, I would probably search where are the best NFTs that I can buy, or how can I buy an NFT? Is there a particular platform to buy an NFT? Or what are the top selling NFTs? So these would be the questions that I would be searching. So if the description of your NFT has something that gets more and more clickbaits, or if something that is related to these questions, your NFTs would show on a higher level, or your NFTs would be shown to larger number of audience. So this is how search engine optimization would work. Then we go for influence marketing. Now, influencers are expert in this field. For example, if you have a larger budget for marketing, then you can probably go for a famous influencer, or you can go for any type of social media influencer who will be able to affect the purchasing decisions of the others. For example, आज मैं जाऊं तन्मय भट्ट के पास, या फिर किसी और भी अच्छे यूट्यूबर के पास, कैरी मिनाटी के पास, भुवन बाम के पास, इन सबके पास मैं जाके बोलूँ कि जी मेरे को तो NFT बेचनी है, and will you help me influence people? So if they say yes, obviously they already have a very broad social media. They have their own audience who they will be able to influence, right? So this is how the social media influencers work, and NFT and social media go hand in hand. So influencers help spread the word about your digital artworks, and this will lead to more traffic acquisition and better project visibility and higher bids. And now, as I was speaking about social media promotion, you need to know that the People's NFT, which I stated earlier, had been sold for $69 million, had a social media factor, which should not be overlooked. So people had a large social media follower base of more than 2.5 million, which was spread across different channels. So social media is a crucial factor for community building and NFT promotion. Now, you guys must have understood till now that making an NFT is not really easy, and even selling it is like more and more hard. So there are various challenges and risks that one may face when one enters this field. And I guess so many people had asked also कि अगर हम उसको सेल करेंगे तो what are the disadvantages, या अगर हम उसको बनाएंगे तो क्या disadvantages है. So this is a very important topic, and I really expect you all to please focus on this, because this is where you'll learn these challenges and where you'll get to know what things you may face as you are really new to this concept. Everyone is new to this concept. Okay. So the risk of smart contracts and NFT maintenance is a prominent one currently prevailing in the NFT market. There are several scenarios where hackers have attacked a decentralized finance network and have stolen a large amount of cryptocurrencies. If smart contracts have even tiny flaw, then you cannot expect complete security. So now there are different challenges, and then there are different things that affect the NFTs. So one of them is the evaluation challenges. The main challenge faced in the NFT market is uncertainty in determining the price of the NFT. As I had mentioned earlier, that you cannot determine the price, and the price completely depends on the creativity, the uniqueness, the scarcity of buyers and owners, and so many other things. So there are considerable fluctuations in the prices of NFT. This is because there is no fixed standard for any particular type of NFT. People can determine factors that might drive the price of NFT. Due to this, the fluctuations in price remain constant, and evaluation of NFT becomes a big challenge. Okay, so then we have the legal challenges, which is a very important factor, that there is no legal definition of NFT that is known to the entire world, and there are different countries such as United Kingdom and Japan who are moving ahead with different approaches of classifying NFTs. This makes it necessary to come up with international body of NFTs for setting up regulations and legalizing in the entire world. Because if you do not legalize, then you cannot understand what you're doing is legal or what you're doing is illegal. Also, you may face some problems where you can never tell a person if he is doing wrong or if he's doing right. So yes, legal challenges are there, and there need to be a few regulations for this. Then we move on to the cyber threats and the online fraud risk. People getting scammed is very famous nowadays. It doesn't have to be just NFTs. There are so many people who get scammed in different sectors in different ways. So how does cyber threat and online fraud risk affect NFT? So as we know that NFTs are popular, and they have become so hyped that so many people are trying to explore this. So this is the reason why the chances of cyber threats on NFT have increased, and there are so many other cases where the replicas of original NFT stores have been put. I'm not just talking about the NFTs that have been made. I'm talking about the stores, the marketplaces that are fake. So these marketplaces look exactly like an original marketplace because they have original logo, they have original content. So these stores have fake NFTs as well. So if there might be a buyer, he or she may come over this particular platform, and if he tries to buy this, he may get hacked or he may get scammed. So this is a very major threat to NFT. On top of that, there are chances of counterfeit NFTs being sold on a fake NFT store. And then there is another risk where a person might impersonate a very famous NFT artist, and then he can sell these fake NFTs. So the risk of online fraud is very huge because of copyright theft. Then there's fake airdrops. There are fake NFT giveaways, and then replication of popular NFTs, as I had mentioned. So some people even promote such giveaways on social media to gain more attraction. While promoting their NFT, some people are getting scammed, and they also fall into these fake stores and lose a lot of money. Then we have intellectual property rights. This is also a very important point, as the ownership of NFT has to be verified. For example, if you go and purchase an NFT from somewhere, then you need to know कि उसका जो ओनर है या जो उसका जो क्रिएटर है वो एक्चुअली वही है या नहीं, यानी उसके पास कॉपीराइट है या उसमें रिप्रोडक्शन राइट्स है या नहीं. For example, if I impersonate someone NFT, or if I sell a fake NFT, you will never be able to understand कि मैंने ही बनाया या नहीं बनाया, which will make it very difficult for you. I will just be getting free money out of it. So this is a very big challenge that comes. So there should be a rule where artists can only display NFTs that they own. It is not possible to relate NFT marketplaces with traditional laws of property. So there have to be separate laws, which are very different from other types of laws. There has to be a new intellectual property right that needs to be brought into consideration, like the right to publicity, then trademarks, copyrights, and moral rights for decentralized blockchain technology. Then we have the last challenge, that is the challenge of considering NFT as securities. Several people have started considering NFTs as securities. So the chairman of SEC, or the Securities and Exchange Commission, had stated that most NFTs in the market are being sold as securities. But in reality, the Supreme Court has associated NFTs with only investment contracts. Now, this is a huge risk for NFT. If NFTs would like to be eligible as securities, it needs to pass certain parameters of the Howell test. The concept of NFT is a sensation, and one must not jump into anything just because of hype. अगर ये आज hype है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने NFT का नाम सुना, किसी ने आपको 4-5 शब्द बोल दिया, आप उसमें कूद गए. You need to do a thorough research उसमें, and I genuinely request you that if you want to explore this stream, make sure that you are well aware of these risks so that you do not get scammed or you do not lose money. And you need to be ready to face these challenges and hurdles. The fact is that some people believe that the concept of NFT is flawed. But if we clearly think of any particular market, every market has its own advantages and disadvantages. Same goes with NFTs. So please explore, please keep going, but please be aware of the risks and challenges. I hope I was able to give you a proper insight into the NFTs. And if you have any questions or doubts, please share your queries. It would be great for all of us.
Aditya, you receive NFT in your wallet through the marketplace, or you have your special account ID, which is just like you use Paytm mobile numbers to transfer money. There are account IDs on crypto wallets, digital wallets, to receive and share NFTs. And then right click download. Yes, exactly, right click download of the original file. You can also edit it. So we are almost at the end of this workshop. So we believe, if by chance, if anyone of you earns by selling NFT after our workshop, you can send us a share as a token of appreciation. So I hope we answered all your queries, and if you have any more queries, you can you give links for workshop to set up these UPI wallets? I don't have any idea of this. Yeah, we can give, let me see. Let me talk to my team. If we have like the NFTs, can we see what you hold? We already showed that some of our NFTs. I will show it in the data part of this workshop after Nishant Giri gives you a vote of thanks.
So are we done with the Q&A?
Yeah, Nishant, we have already answered so many questions already.
Okay, yeah. So hey everyone, I Nishant on behalf of the entire federation would like to thank each one of you for attending our workshop today, and also for sharing your opinions and interacting throughout the workshop, interacting during the Q&A session with your queries. It has indeed been a great pleasure with all of you. A big thank you to Tanushi for efforts in sharing her knowledge about NFTs. Further, we are grateful to Ayan and Rishabh for giving a walkthrough about how to make and sell an NFT online. We do believe that you must have got an idea about NFTs from our workshop, and you would be exploring more about them in the coming future. Stay connected with Federation on Instagram and LinkedIn for more such insightful workshop and events. So I'm also dropping a quick survey form for all of you. Kindly fill it up. It would be really appreciated from the team of Federation. So thank you once again, everyone. I hope you all had a great day, a great week, and even a greater experience with the digi sensation, the NFTs. Thank you all.